Y'all know who it is. I'm at the vegetable stand, brother. I'm at the vegetable stand, brother. Y'all know who it is. We chillin' out here. We chillin' out here. I don't think you understand, baby. I don't think you understand, baby. In my line of work, you have to be a little crazy. You have to be a little cuckoo bananas. You have to be a little crazy. In my line of work, baby, darling pal, you have to be a little wacky. You have to be a little wacky. You have to be a little crazy in my line of work. My line of work, you don't know what it is? You don't know what it is? This guy doesn't know what it is. You don't know what it is? You don't know what it is. How could you possibly not know my line of work, baby pal? Baby pal, you don't know. You have to be a little crazy. You have to be a little bit off the wall. You have to be a little nutso. You have to be a little nutso futso, baby boy. Baby boy pal, you have to be a little crazy. You have to be cuckoo for those cucumber puffs. I don't like how this Toyota sign is looking at me. Stop looking at me! So, if you may or may not have noticed, there's I'm assuming you can hear that. One of those cars over there is on, and they're listening to music. Probably, you should. But, yeah, after a long string of events, all sort of the critical factor in me walking home at 5:13 in the morning is my refusal to listen to literally anyone. My refusal to even listen to the Holy Spirit of God. That's why I'm out here. This is all my fault. Everything that you have seen tonight it's all my fault. You haven't even seen the full breadth of this insanity that I'm going down. I'm having crazy internal monologues. I feel great. I feel alive. And I feel enlightened. I feel rejuvenated. I feel conglomerated. That's right. We're inventing words. This is word invention night. This is word invention night. All my friends out there, y'all know who it is. This is the word inventor. This is the blurred conventor. That's right. That's right. We're making up syllables. We're crafting literature. We're crafting linguistics up in here. We're assembling letters in unforeseen patterns and shapes up in here. And I wouldn't be surprised if I'm actually crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if I have some sort of mental illness. I've been considering it for a long time now, recently. I procrastinate to an impossible degree sometimes, and it's actually interfering with my academic work. It's actually interfering with my social lives, my procrastination. It's awful. I fetching hate it so much. As far as I can see from how I've tried to deal with it, and from advice that has been given to me by people that I love, advice that I don't think will actually legitimately solve the problem. After thinking about it, I think I just need to take normal pills. I think that's the only solution. Is some amount of chemical rebalancing that I need to take. I'm honest. I'm being serious. I need to see a psychiatrist immediately, pronto. But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to keep procrastinating, doing literally anything to improve any sort of state of well-being in my life. So it's this vicious Ouroboros chomping at the haunches, dude. I'm like a little snake man, gobbling and gawking up this gobblery that is this buffet of gobbledygook. That's what's happening. I'm eating my rear end. I'm eating my tail. My big, fat, juicy tail. I'm trying to sneak around, but But the implications of me devouring myself keeps alerting the guards. It's insane. Also, you can hear my jacket jingle too. That also doesn't help with the audio quality. The pristine audio quality I try to serve up in every single one of my erratic and rare Snapchat stories. The audio quality of this is completely ruined. This is not top Nathan quality. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm sorry to disappoint all of you who are actually listening and comprehending what I'm saying. You're getting a lesser experience because I decided to wear this dumb jacket which you can't. Oh, it's orange. It's orange on the flippy side. It's the pumpkin jacket. It's the great pumpkin jacket, Charlie. My phone's at 10% life. It's going to die by the time I get to my house that I live in currently. So I'm just going to try to explain as much as possible and be as vague as possible as well to protect myself against any wary and trepidatious adversary or adversarium that might be encroaching upon my Snapchat stories, that might be Bluetoothing into the system and hacking all the name frame wetworks, and might be snooping and creeping upon me. That might be doxing my own selves. I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to try to be vague on this. But still, like, if you know, you know. You know. I was watching a movie at a friend's house, and I left their house at 1 a.m. and they said goodbye to me multiple times, and I was like, cool. And I'm very worried about the way they do that constantly. And I got into my car and I started my car and I started driving my car, and then I realized that my car was making a very odd sound that I never heard before. Some unearthly screeching, like a Hates Progress Lovecraftian Squid Man sort of noise. And I was like, by golly gee willikers, what in the smithereens is that? I get out of the car and I look to my front right tire, and behold, it is completely flat. It's like the Crazy Bus song. Flat tire ain't no problem because it's only flat on the bottom. But Arthur Reed lied to me. That Mark Brown lied to me. The Crazy Bus lied to me. That's propaganda. Having a flat tire is actually a major problem. It being only flat on the bottom. The bottom is the one part of the tire you don't want it to be flat. That's the one part of the tire that needs to be round and circular. In fact, the entire tire needs to be circular. That's how a car functions. And I realized, oh wait, this is a problem. This is a problem. But I didn't want to stop, and I didn't want to ask my friend because I knew they would want to spend more time with me. Something I do not want to have happen. So I drove a little bit, still technically on their street, but I know that they don't go on there because they can't drive for obvious reasons. Obvious reasons. They don't drive. And I was like, okay, cool. I guess I need to change my tire. I don't know how to do that. I called multiple people. Obviously, it's 1 a.m. People are busy doing this thing called sleep. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what sleep is. They were doing it. I'm not. I'm ignorant of the travails of the sleepy time folk. I don't know what that is. And I ruffle through my van that I haven't fully cleaned in more than 5 years. It wasn't clean before my mission when I drove it around a little bit. It wasn't clean after. I inherited it in literally the worst way possible. I haven't cleaned it since. So I was looking through it and I was like, this thing that I thought I lost forever is actually just right here in the car that I drive constantly. It's just right there. The brush was there the entire time. Why didn't I tell myself? Why didn't I look earlier? Anyway, so I figure out by using this magical skill called reading a book. I read the instruction manual for the car and explained exactly where to find the jack and the wrench and the spare tire. And after an embarrassingly long amount of time getting the spare tire out from underneath the car, and then also jacking up the car so that I'd be able to, get rid of that dumb little flat tire, I realized I wasn't actually able to take the tire off because all the screws are rusted in, because I never take care of my car. I never take care of it. And I needed WD-40. I needed more muscle. I needed something that I don't currently have. And that was a realization that hit on like an emotional level, a spiritual level, a cosmic level, literally every single kind of level you can think of. And I was like, well, shucks. I don't think I'm able to do this by myself. And I'm the only one around in miles that's actually awake and cares about my plights. Because there were people who had their lights on, staring directly at me for like 45 minutes. And they're getting in and out of the cars, and they're locking the cars each time they got out of the car because they're doing like a drug deal, I guess. I don't know what was happening. They were inside of the car. 2 cars. There were 2 cars. I don't know how to explain it because I wasn't paying attention to them, because I thought maybe if they see me struggling, they'll ask, hey man, do you need help? Do you need help, bro? Bro, do you need help? Or maybe they're too afraid to talk to me because they're doing drugs in Vineyard. They're doing those Vineyard vannies, dude. They're those Vineyard vixens up in here. Anyway, I'm not strong enough. So I come to a decision point because I've already put in so much effort into getting the car set up and ready for me to change the tire. But I'm unable to actually do the last step, which is get the tire off and then get the new one on. Because as foretold and mentioned, I'm a weak little man and my muscles have entropied beyond repair. And it's only by the grace of God I'm able to hold up my phone for so long without me just going like that and it falling on the ground. And so I decided to walk from Vineyard, if you know where that is, to that one Maverick on Geneva, to Wolverine Crossing, if you know where that is, and now I'm in Fetching Provo. I'm next to the horses. I'm next to the horse carriage. I'm next to the horse school. Look at that. Yeehaw! 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 When I count my blessings, I count my horse twice! I count it twice! Because I love horses! I love horses! Love is the system! 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 I gave like a 15-minute monologue. It feels, I don't know how time works anymore. I might have been there for 2 seconds, 5 hours. There's the doorbell. I was talking to a fetching doorbell because I know that they had the app where they can look on it later and see me ranting about like, yeah, my car got deflated. My entire car is no longer inflated big and round. I was talking to them. I was talking to a fetching doorknob. That was my only source of company on this journey. Sans that one woman who was the cashier at the Maverick, who let me buy the 2 hot dogs. I bought 2 hot dogs at Maverick on the Lord's Day. This is definitely an ox in the mire situation. So like any sort of pretense of like Sabbath day holiness, ox in the mire. My ox is in the mire, i.e. my fetching cars in Vineyard. It's stranded there. It's never gonna leave. It's a graveyard. Vineyard is a graveyard. Love is the system. Love is the system. Love is the system. H.P. Lovecraft, you suck and I hate you. Love is the system. Love is the system. Love is the system. Concrete flowers sprouting against the fetching cold, barren snow wasteland of tilled soil. It is expecting to dig its roots deep into its fetid soil. Love is the system. Love is the system. The vegetable stand. The vegetable stand. Love is the system.